Art. Art. Terrible looking, but it's actually pretty nice. It's detailed. Here's a little thing I have. Art. That's my signature right here. Terrible camera, I know. But look. Alright. Next one. Call it simplicity. Next one, I call it my true face. My true face. But alright. The next one is the planetary. The universal tree and the planets. Look at it upside down. Totally changes the way it looks, yet it still looks bitchin', I think. And then this one is I am. You can't see really very well. The lowest point says desperation. The higher point says everything, the next is nothing, the next is this, the next is love, and then above that is death. And it has, that's fucking, I know I'm doing a terrible job. Yeah. It's cool, I think. The last one's called realization, and that's this. This is realization. Yeah. I love doing art. Mohawk. 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 All right. Yeah. Everything that I see complexity. I see the nature of the Mandelbrot in everything. When I see a book, I see it in terms of its atoms as well as its immediate level, using the imagination to experience, imagining the universe, the size of the universe when it's in space, you know, like retracting the view, kind of like how the Hubble telescope can do, but doing that in your imagination and doing it with atoms and doing it with bugs. I mean, bugs are very interesting, I think, very incredible, because they display a measurement, a dimension that we are that we just witness without thinking about it, without even realizing it. I mean, to a bug, a tree is a planet, or a big tree at least is a planet, and this planet is their galaxy. You see? To have empathy or consideration for the reality of other existences, of other life. I mean, and then to see the mirror of our technology to that previous life. Think of how, well, first of all, how crude it is compared to nature. But also consider how we're creating. To me, I think consciousness is the seed of the universe. And yet it is the openness, such as space, to hold it. The seed is the container, and yet there is no in the container. There's no limitation. So really, the container is just space itself. At that point, there is no. We like to think of, how the Big Bang happened. Well, what was around that which was? What was around this? The Big Bang seed. What was around it? And so that makes it seem as though, wait a minute, space didn't exist before matter? Of course space existed before matter. Not all of the dimensions didn't, but aren't. The reason that it's complicated to really, it's a paradox, I guess. The dimensions exist independent of one another, but they are all dependent upon one another. But space is the endlessness of that, because it isn't the dimensions. The dimensions are of matter. Matter and time are one thing, because matter is the three-dimensional representation of the four-dimensional existence called time. It's like seeing three-dimensional objects is like seeing a very thin aspect of a spectrum, a singularity. Space is outside of that. All of the dimensions are a singularity, but space and consciousness are outside of that. And we are consciousness. And we can be as clear as possible of that by saying, everything around us, all of our thoughts, everything that is going on around us is changing constantly. My thoughts are never the same. Who I am is never the same as a person. What is constant is my awareness of it. That is the other singularity. All of the dimensions are a singularity, and consciousness and space are a singularity. They are nowhere and therefore everywhere. Peace out, everybody. Top dog down, motherfucking